guys, welcome back. I really hope this works because I've been fighting with this non-stop. That's why the video is going to be late today. If this actually gets posted on time, hey, maybe this will just post a random day. Who knows? So today we are doing another ABC build. We are building the Royal Stables, which I believe is for S, but it might be R. I don't know. You'll know by the title. It's been a bit of a struggle. I'm not even going to pretend it hasn't been. I basically broke up with Movavi because I couldn't get it to recognize my microphone at all. And I got Cyberlink, I don't know. And I've been learning how to use it. And it's a lot more complex, but also simple. And yeah, so it's been an experience. But I like it, and I think it's going to be really fun. And I had a lot of fun with today's build. Like I said, it's a stable. It was supposed to be a kennel and stable, but there wasn't realistically enough room. There honestly really wasn't enough room for the kind of stable that I wanted to build, but I'm stubborn and I'd already started and stopped this too many times. You're gonna watch me move the building several times as well, but yeah, I mean, I'm happy with it. I wanted to make sure it was very big and grand, not necessarily opulent, but definitely very grand, because Arndt Blumenthal does not do anything by halves, and he naturally would have a gigantic stable just because he wanted one. This is a community lot, but the idea is the upper floor is where like the stable hands and stuff potentially live. I actually haven't finished decorating this. There's going to be like a second video because this was already 40 minutes long because the struggle was real. I couldn't decide what I wanted to do. Like, rather, I knew what I wanted to do, but I was being stubborn. I should have just put this in a bigger lot, is what I should have done, but I didn't. And we're all going to suffer the ramifications of that. But at the end of the day, that's what I did. Because I wanted 10 stalls, and I wanted an upper level, and I also wanted like some pasture-y kind of arena training space. But I also wanted like a space where looks like the path goes out to the woods. We didn't really get that here. I also wanted like pastures, so I'm probably going to add a second lot. Because another thing that I wanted to add was like where the stable hands sleep, and that upper floor, there just really isn't a lot of space up there for everything that I want. So I want like an area for medicine and like almost like a little library area where they can keep track of bloodlines and that kind of thing. I get way too into the animals in this game. You all know this. It is known. So yeah, I was just kind of struggling too with the placement because, as you can see, that's a really narrow path right there. And I'm like, well, the horses can't fit through that. And I know they're not real horses, but like, I still know that they can't fit through there. But yeah, other than that, I've kind of just been playing on the side. I haven't had a ton of time lately because my schedule's been all over the map at work, and I'm just trying to get through it kind of thing. And I'm moving, and lots going on. And I'm tired all the time. But it'll be nice once everything's taken care of. It's just a matter of getting to that point. Also, these two pastures, it's an odd number, so like I had to make a decision as to where to put that. You can see me testing and going, oh man, it doesn't fit. So I was like, I'm going to make one of them significantly smaller rather than having it one off, because the one off would bother me. Now this is meant to be kind of a private lot. I'm only going to allow, sorry if you can hear the dog behind me, she's of course found a rope. And for some reason she keeps trying to pack her rope in the boxes that I have. But the problem is the boxes aren't actually made to be boxes yet. They're just those flat pack U-Haul ones that I haven't taped them together yet, so she keeps trying to help, but she's not very good at it. She's got the spirit, she's just failing miserably, a little teeny tiny bit, and that's okay. Judy does her best. That's right, she's now looking at me because I said her name. What was I talking about? Oh, who am I allowed in the lot? So I am gonna block anyone who's not nobility or royalty from this lot, so I am going to even block gentry. They're not going to be allowed here. I think I'm going to use the key system. I haven't really decided yet how I'm going to do that, but I feel like Arndt isn't going to let just everybody hang out here. He's going to be more particular about it, so Just me re-roofing yet again. I do love that barn door thing though. Like, it is choice. It is a good door. It is a solid door. I'm not happy with my gates, but I also didn't like any gate option under the sun, and I didn't foresee me liking one, so I just picked the best option that I had. But you're gonna see, because I changed the interior to fencing, the gate that goes with those fences is darker than the fences, and it makes me very unhappy. I'm like, why? But there was nothing that I could do about that. Like, it was just darker, and that was that. I'm also gonna move these doors. I still use them, but I ended up wanting to put windows as well, because why not? Yeah. Like 90% of this video is just me doing something, and then 10 minutes later going, no, actually, I want to do this. There's me right now going, well, what about a window? It's so dark. I want them to stick their little head out of the window and say hello. Because this is the kind of person that I am. I was really happy though, because at first, when I finally started placing the horses, I was like, just putting all different random colored ones, and I was like, well, what if I just decided on one specific color that only like the royals own or can give as gifts kind of thing? Does it make sense? No. Do I like the idea? Yes. I think of it a little bit like the sumptuary laws, except, I mean, I can't foresee them showing up at some peasant's house and going, you had a brown horse, that's against the law, you're going to jail. I don't see that happening. But at the same time, it's kind of funny. Like, it would almost be like an expectation, because the color that I chose was bay, because I have the most recolors of bay horses, and since Arndt has the most horses, it makes sense that he would have bay horses. So basically, it's like one of those unspoken things. Like, say you have your horses, they have a baby, and one of them's bay, you would gift it to the royal family, because you're not supposed to have it. Like, it's not a requirement, but it's like heavily frowned upon to keep yourself if you are not noble or royal. And I just like it. Little weird, stupid details make me so happy. Like, they serve no purpose, but they please me greatly. So that's what's going on here. I think they have one Bay Appaloosa, and then the rest are just Bay. Bay, if you're not a horse person, is B-A-Y, and it's just, they're like a reddy brown, and they got black legs. Like, that's all there's to it. Because yes, I was a horse girl growing up. I was actually a dog girl. Full disclosure, to the surprise of no one, I was a dog girl. I watched Crops, all the AKC shit, like all of it. All those shows, that was my jam. I even specifically knew some of the show dogs that were like in all the main shows. I recognized them. And that was my favorite thing in the world, was to just watch dog shows. I knew all the breeds. It was a little ridiculous, but I regret nothing. But I knew a lot about horses too. I played a lot of simulation games. Again, to the surprise of no one, but like the full-on old school, you have a forum, you create your fake little website, you have your horse, you manually put text in to enter your horse into a show, like that kind of simulation game. And I stand by those. I wish that more of them still exist. They're still around, but it's not as popular, I feel like, as it was when I was younger. I love those. I played them all the time, and I think that they made me skilled in a lot of ways that people wouldn't expect for certain things. Like, that's the only reason I really know how to use Excel as proficiently as I do. And coding, the only reason I learned how to code like basic HTML and then moving on CSS and all that was because I played those kind of games and I wanted a pretty website. Like, you do learn skills, it's just not... It's a very, very nerdy way to earn skills. It's funny though, I didn't honestly realize how beneficial that was to me until I got into the professional world, again, of all things, but like, I used to have AOL Instant Messenger, and so you'd have like 2 or 3 chats going on at the same time, and like, all of my little nerdy internet activities translate really well to the work I do now, because we're all virtual, we have WebEx, you need to be able to communicate with multiple people very quickly and keep up with it. And so I have Excel files to keep track of everything, and I I have my little WebEx, and yeah, it's very entertaining. See, this is what I mean about the gate. I was very upset. You could just feel the upsetness as I go through, because I didn't want to make them white, but like that was technically the gate that went with that. Very upset. Not the creator's fault. Probably like a weird lighting issue or something, but like, I was upset. So yeah, we're covering topics today. What else happened? Oh, my neighbors got in a crazy knockout, drag-out fight today. That was fun. I gotta call the cops. I called non-emergency, but yeah, gotta call the cops. Least favorite thing in the world to do, but I was also freaking out a little bit. I try to stay out of people's business, but when you hear a fight and then suddenly it gets quiet and somebody says get up, that's the time. That's the time when you're like, somebody should go check on you. It's not gonna be me because I don't know you and you sound very upset, but like, somebody should go check. It's so weird though, like the delineation between like, is it your business or like, should you just kind of leave it alone, just let it be. I really don't like having to call the cops on other people, like, not a fan, but at the same time, sometimes you have to, because like, I wasn't gonna go out there. That guy was screaming and ranting and raving, and I'm just like, nope, don't want to be in there. I am small. Like, I will get drop kicked into oblivion. Alright, oh, this is the upstairs. That little foldy ladder, it's not very medieval or fantasy, but I don't care. I really, really enjoy it, and I decided it was going to stay. It's just a very good piece of CC, and I never get to use it. I mean, I guess I could use it now in my modern game, but like, I want to use it all the time. And so at first I was like, oh, I'm gonna have like little apartments up here, or just like little berths where they could sleep. I'm gonna have a bathroom. I want to have a place for medicine, like I said, the library for like pedigrees. I want to have storage for food, and just like very quickly I realized, most of that's not gonna fit up here, is it? Like, I did manage to get the bathroom, but we don't get much else. I try, but sometimes you gotta just accept the limitations of the space you put your lot in. I do like it though, like it's a lot of different wood tones, which I don't normally like, but I'm accepting it, because all of the stone, at least except for the building part where it's gray, like all of the walls are very similar stone, and that pleases me. I don't know, I might go back and edit it, but I think for now, it's a stable, it's fine, it does what it needs to do. This is me placing all the horses. But yeah, like at the end of the day, it just needs to have horses. This is not a functional lot in any way, shape, or form. This is purely for decorative purposes and for, you know, screenshots and stuff. It's nice to just have them roam around. Oh, I forgot to turn the cheat on. I do need to finish this though. I just ran out of time. Like I said, this is a 40-minute video that I've condensed down to 20. And it could have gone on for ages. When I get really nitpicky, like, I can take a really long time to decorate lots. If you haven't noticed, that is my forte. I like to decorate things. Who would have guessed? I also made sure to count the number of horses that I placed out in the little pasture things to make sure that I had empty stables. Like, I was like, okay, well, if I'm gonna have 3 horses that aren't in their stall right now, then I need to count and make sure that I've got those stalls empty, because I'm that extra. I did get baby horses too, because there needed to be some baby horses. There needed to be. They're very cute. They're very small. Can't remember if I did 3. I think I did 3. And now the fun part, recoloring. Like I said, I go a little wild at first. I'm like, let's just pick random ones. Like I picked a bay one. I'm like, okay, let's do a palomino. Let's do a darker palomino, and I was going through, and then I'm like, I kind of want them to be a little special. And that's where random world building out of nowhere just reared its ugly head, and I went, okay, we're gonna do that. Although it begs the question, like, so if Art Blumenthal only has bay horses, well, what then? Like, if he gets a horse that's not, but what if he gets a black horse? I mean, I don't think, genetically speaking, he could get a black horse out of 2 bay horses, but, like, what if one doesn't match? Well, simple. Gets sold. That goes to the lesser known nobility. Maybe someone he doesn't like as much. It would be kind of a backhanded gift. Like, I'm gonna give you a horse from the royal stables, and you go expecting your lovely bay horse because you have made it, and you just get, like, a brown horse or a black horse, or you're just like, really, you had to get me all excited, and then you didn't even give me, like, the status symbol that I was hoping for. Although that reminds me of those, like, entitled kids, like, mostly made up stories that you read on Reddit where they're like, yeah, I gave my kid an iPhone and he broke it in half because he wanted one in gold. Reminds me of that. I used to read those all the time until I just got too mad, and I'm like, you know what, but it's better for my mental health if I don't read these stories, because I know they're fake, most of them, but just like some of them, I have known some rich kids like that, and they are like that. So it's just like, oh, this is painful to read. This is painful to read. I know at least 3 people who behave this way, and I cannot believe that they would, but they do. I definitely was not among the wealthy growing up. A little bit poor, nothing wrong with that. But I definitely would not crack a phone in half in front of my mom's face that she gave me, because that would not end well for anybody. So you can see I did the one paint horse and then the Appaloosa because I ran out of brown horses, basically. Bay horses, whatever. So I'm just doing the lighting. I just went with kind of the old standby lighting. Because these hanging lights are very multi-purpose. Like, they could kind of go in any building and work. So I figured, that works. Should there be that many candles in a horse stable? Probably not. But there is. I'm trying to remember what I do. I think I do pick out some decorations, but I don't end up placing everything. I have so much CEC. I really need it. I was organizing it and I was doing really well. And then I just didn't want to do it anymore. I don't know if you guys ever had that, but it's just like, yeah, I'm really motivated. I want to do this. And then like a week or 2 later, you're like, I don't ever want to see a collections folder again in my life. I go through those phases a lot. I did want to put the birds because I love the flying birds. And they also, it's neat that they are kind of off the lot a little bit. I wanted to put the harnesses on the horses, but they're too low and I couldn't make it work, and I was kind of annoyed about that. And then I wanted little rats because I think they're cute, and I also don't get to use them nearly as much as I want to. They're just so cute and small. Just kind of throwing random clutter like I normally do. I was struggling with the space though, because I was like, okay, well, if I'm not going to do the apartments, like, how do I break this up into storage, the pedigree area, and like a medicine area? Like, yeah, I'm still not entirely sure what I'm going to go with. Like I said, you're going to have to wait for video 2, which is mostly just going to be a walkthrough probably rather than a full video, but thank you guys so much for joining me and for tolerating my nonsense while I figure out my recording situation. I really do appreciate it. If you like this video, definitely give it a like. Let me know if you guys do anything in terms of world building for like the colors of animals or specific breeds of animals or even hair color and things like that. I'm curious if other people put those kind of things into their game just to make it a little bit more interesting. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next one.